What's up everybody, Steve here. I came across a disturbing YouTube video and I've heard about this happening. This family, they own this property over in St. Petersburg, Florida since 1961. The mother eventually passed away and the children inherited the property. And one of the daughters went ahead and paid for the real estate taxes on this property. And something was off, so they did a little bit of research only to find out that they no longer own the property. They pulled up public record in the clerk of court's website and found out that a quitclaim deed was filed with a forged signature of their mother that passed away. Now the deed was recorded recently, I believe in 2019. However, the mother's signature, the forged signature, was several years before. So something immediately was off. And honestly, the clerk of court should have caught this just because the date of the quitclaim deed was completely off of when it was actually recorded in the courts. So what is title fraud or deed fraud? It's essentially when a criminal takes ownership of your property through doing a quitclaim deed, and they take ownership of the property, or they take ownership and then they actually do a cash out refinance many times in your name. So then you're left with a property that you thought was free and clear, only to find out that there's debt taken out on that property that you are now responsible for. Unfortunately, there's no streamlined way to prevent this kind of fraudulent activity, and unfortunately for most people, they find out when it's far too late. And at this point in time, it's very costly to fight this, and it can take years and years of your life to make it right. So who is at risk for title fraud? It's essentially anybody who is free and clear on a home or a piece of real estate. This is when the criminals come out and they search properties that have no liens attached to them, because if there was a lien, it would trigger that lending institution of somebody else is trying to apply for a loan against that property. And if it's first position, that loan will have to be cleared out. If they apply for a second lien, in many cases, that first lien holder is going to know about it, and it should trigger some sort of notification to the borrower as well as lender. Now, if a property is free and clear, there's no lender that has to be satisfied, and there's really no trigger that somebody would be able to find out if somebody's taking a lien against their property. And in many cases, these criminals will actually change the mailing address where any correspondence is going to go. If they do file a lien against the property and the mortgage becomes delinquent, any notifications are not going to go to the homeowner. It's actually going to go to wherever they changed the address to. So these criminals are getting more and more sophisticated of preventing any acknowledgement to the homeowner. So if your home is free and clear, there are a handful of things that you guys can do to take preventative measures. Number one is you want to check with the county that the property is located in. Reach out to the clerk of court. So simply do a Google search, whatever county it is, put, for example, I'm in Lee County, put Lee County Clerk of Courts, and you'll find the website for the clerk of court site. Now you're going to want to inquire with them to see if they have any fraud prevention. Luckily, Lee County in Florida actually does. Anytime anything that is filed against the property in your name, you will get a notification right away from the clerk of courts. Now I have properties in other counties that do not offer this, so the second thing that you guys can do is continually and on a regular basis, even highly recommend doing this monthly, is just check the recorded deed on your property. Make sure nothing else is recorded against that property. The next thing you guys can do is make sure that you guys are getting your traditional normal bills sent to your address. Sometimes when they do change up the addresses, your bills will stop coming to your address, and if they do stop coming to your address, that might be a sign for you guys to check things out. The next thing you guys can do is check your credit report on a regular basis. Personally, I have LifeLock, and any kind of credit inquiries against my name will flag me right away. So I will know that if anytime that I apply for a credit card or a mortgage or anything, I get an email notification right away. And no, I'm not sponsoring LifeLock, but I can tell you I've had them for probably about 7 or 8 years now, and I've received every inquiry against my credit. It's all been me in terms of what I've done in terms of applying for loans and so forth, getting notified. But it is just kind of an extra safeguard, extra insurance, and they do have an insurance policy as well, I think up to $1 million for anything fraudulent against you guys. Anyway, guys, when you're investing in real estate, You know, it's one of the largest purchases most people are gonna make in their lifetime, and many people work their asses off to become free and clear on their properties, only to be subject to fraudulent scumbag criminals that take advantage of people. So it's on you guys to protect yourselves and protect your assets. And if you guys do want to check out that YouTube video, I will put a link for you guys to check out below. And if you guys got any value out of this, I appreciate a big thumbs up, and I appreciate you guys watching.